Not much.
Did you show them the expertly filled gap?
Gives us somewhere to put our shampoo.
Of course.
Yeah. But this is a lot easier to glue in if there's two of us.
Hello everyone! In this episode of Building Wilda, Axel and I are making our way back to Winter Wonderland in Australia, where our beautiful and dusty catamaran Wilda was waiting for us to continue some unfinished business. However, before we get there, for a fresh new start to more boat projects, we make a stop in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This country is close to my heart as I call it my second home. I worked and lived there for quite a few years. So we flew from Europe to Malaysia and enjoyed a short weekend in the tropical weather with friends, indulging in some of our favorite Asian street food, getting some relaxing Thai massages, and trying to fix the jet lag on the way down under. A bit of walking in the malls was good for Axel's recently operated knee. Admiring the Petronas Towers was always a must-do for us. And after another few hours flight, we arrived back into Australia.
So Rox and I are back at the boat and we are straight into some fiberglassing. What we will work on today is a base for our toilet in the aft head and a shelf that'll act as a stiffener for that portion of the hull, outside hull side, I guess. Yeah. So this will be that shelf. So this shelf needs some fiberglass on both sides, and then that'll be glued into the hull side from the inside. And here, these three pieces of foam and fiberglass will be glued together, and they'll make up the base for our toilet. So
now let's pause here for a while to remind you about the status of this port aft head. Not too long ago, we said we finished sanding and painting the interior of our boat. Well, that was almost entirely true, except for this aft head on the port side, in which Axel cut a part of the bulkhead in order to extend the room and make it into a standing shower. And so we had left it behind, hoping to get back to it sometime soon to finish the build of the shower space, and together with it to complete sanding, fairing and painting of the remaining bathroom. Returning now in full force, we decided it was time to attack the problem, and here you have it, more Building Wilda, bathroom boat work coming up.
what do you have there?
unit. And it's gonna be installed onto the boat.
Where?
In the bathroom.
And what does it do?
It provides stiffness to the hull, to
And?
the port side of the hull. And
Gives us somewhere to put our shampoo.
of course,
Yeah.
that's added bonus.
Yeah. And hang our towels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really.
And what's this?
This is a base for the toilet, the strongest base that anyone has ever built, probably.
For a toilet, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's made up of 3 components.
Yeah.
2 layers of foam and 1 layer of very stiff fiberglass.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be enough.
Yes. And we have to glue them together, and we also have some holes here pre-drilled that they have to be pre-drilled into
Yeah.
the top
And
layer as well.
This is where the
Bolts for the
bolt
toilet.
for the toilet is actually sitting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm?
And then we tape them in, and that's in some fairing, some
Yeah.
beautifying.
We won't need much taping, honestly.
For this one, we just glue it in place.
I think that should be more than sufficient. But we'll put a piece of glass around it, just to because that'll make it easier for us, probably.
Yeah. And we also have a tiny little gap here to fill.
And this is
Because-
the amount of surface area we have to glue. So I mean, this could hold several cars and other stuff up in the air. This sort of surface area. The tabbing would only will only
it's a
make
lot
it
of
easier for us to
contact
smooth
surface,
out.
yeah.
The contact surface is more than sufficient to keep it
Yes.
glued to the boat. Yeah. And this will be sufficient stiffener, I hope, for the hull side. Well, it should be. It should be. Better than nothing, and right now there's nothing there. Nice.
Okay. And then this other side. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning.
Yeah. Whatever we don't get up, we make.
Do you want to start mixing?
Yeah, I was gonna clean these off as well.
I don't have enough room to.
No, maybe we just do that one first. Yeah,
Yes.
I'll make some epoxy. I think this will be enough to do both. And
So I'll
the
just wet this out, and you want to put some filler
filler
in
in,
that?
yeah. But
Or you don't know if this is enough or not?
I don't know if it's enough yet, but we'll see. I think it should be. But
Not for the whole thing.
no.
No. It's gone.
Yeah. The,
It's very
the roller
hard.
takes up a lot, the first round
But this
as well.
foam is also very, very dry.
It's more porous than you think. Yeah. I'll put some more.
Yes, please. Okay, good.
Think you need more? No.
No, I think I'm good here.
Yeah.
Schionning Wilderness.
Brand new filler.
Okay. Very busy here.
Yes.
What?
So, after a lot of gluing and clamping, we got these two pieces of foam together with a piece of glass. And of course, when you try to clamp those together, everything slides. And yeah, but we got that done, and now it's upside down and drying. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. And this board here happens to be covered with tape, so nothing will stick to it, which is a good thing. Well, epoxy doesn't stick to it very well, at least. And on the other side, Rox and I finished the shelf.
Yes.
Yes. So how did that go?
That went well, I
Yeah.
think. We'll see the result tomorrow.
Yes, I guess we will. And I expect it to be a bit cold tonight, so I don't know how well these will set overnight.
But if they're not ready tomorrow, we'll check again.
No,
the
exactly.
following
We're
day.
using the slow epoxy, so in any case, tomorrow they'll be good enough for us to move to somewhere warmer if we need to. So at the top here, we didn't worry about putting any plastic on or anything like that. But the bottom we did, but really only so that that enables us to turn it around and do the top layer at the same time. So that's why. It's not peel ply. It's not as good as peel ply, not even close. But it comes off the fiberglass fairly easily, or very easily, and it will provide a sort of smooth surface with a few wrinkles. But the fewer wrinkles we have, the less sanding there will be, and we don't like sanding. Not much.
Did you show them the expertly filled gap, which we missed to fill?
It was
while doing it?
not possible.
Not possible?
Well, it's possible to show. So we filled. Well, when I
When you
made these toilet base pieces, I marked exactly where I had to remove some material in a corner to fit the hull, and then I took that off on the wrong side of the foam. So, so there's a bit of a gap to fill. And
Here.
yeah, it's
That's
the epoxy fill bit there is now filled with epoxy instead of foam,
With a syringe.
which makes it with a syringe, which makes it several grams heavier than it should be. But that's my fault.
We had to put some material there.
Yeah, absolutely. The hole had to be filled, and now it's filled, and
And
the racing boat will be several grams heavier.
yes,
which
on
is
that
the
side,
end
we
of the world.
actually need weight on that side. On the port side, aft.
I'll be on the port side. We won't need any weight there. Yeah, no,
Good.
it's good. We got it done, and tomorrow we'll be back and glue these pieces into the port.
If they are cured properly, yes.
If they're cured properly, yes. We'll glue them in place.
And And with this said and done, you probably know what follows. After any fiberglassing job, we usually trim the edges, prettify the product by sanding and making the surface ready for gluing it in place.
So I had planned to get all of this glued in today, and that's not going to happen. As usual, everything takes quite a bit longer than you expect it to, and also I'm really jet lagged, so a bit on the tired side to get this done. But let me show you what I've achieved. Haven't really achieved that much today, but this is a base for the toilet, and it's gonna work out just great. And the toilet lid fits. Gonna work out nicely. It's a bit tricky to center things like this, but yeah, that's good enough. There's enough space around. And then this shelf. So to make it easier to install, I'm just adding it on top of a shelf that was already there, and I'm using this stiffener that was already on the boat when I got it. That stiffener continued to like here somewhere, and I took it out fairly early because of how it stiffens the hull. So this section should need a longitudinal stiffener, not so much a stiffener in this direction, and so that's what I've added. It's going to be more stiff than it was, and more stiff in the correct direction. And this isn't entirely straight or level or anything like that, but it looks like it is. So that's going to work fine. These lines, of course, make it look even more crooked than it is. But when I glue this in tomorrow, or the day after perhaps, I'll just put a little screw down here, and that'll twist this just enough to make it a little straighter this end. And this is a lot easier to glue in if there's two of us. I should have decored this when the thing is out of the boat. The reason you decore this has nothing to do with any, well, not really any strength of the material or so. It's so that you can shape the corners nicely, and so that you can paint it nicely. It's purely what's it called? Cosmetic. And yeah, it adds a little bit of strength to the corner here if you knock it with something, and of course the filler will be stronger than the foam is. So that's going on there. And when we add filler here in this room, I'll also add sharpen this corner, make it a right angle corner so that we can put a countertop on top of this.
According to the previous layout of the boat, the head would end just behind the toilet seat, and the space behind wouldn't have been open or used for anything else other than hiding some pumps, holding tank, and other plumbing items. The toilet would have been centered, and the shower would have made the entire room wet when in use. We are trying to make a change for what we think will work better for us. The price to pay is, of course, time and materials. We'll definitely let you know later if the change was worth it. In the meantime, we hope you stick around to see the final result, as obviously there is more work to be done here. More on the bathroom story coming up in the next video. Thank you for watching our episodes and for returning weekly for a new episode. We continue building Wilda, and we are also grateful to our Patreons who support our journey. If you're interested to find out more, check out our Patreon page as well. Otherwise, see you next Sunday. Your comments and likes are highly appreciated. Thank you so much.